And that slash needs some work. I got to get the transponder out of the Typhon. I got a lot to do, and I got a little bit of time to do it. We got to get rolling. Track opens at noon. I plan on being there probably around 12:30. So let's get going. I gotta get stuff done. Pull my transponder out of this because that race never turned out. All right, what do I got here? All right, gonna need some tools. Let's get this thing going. All right, let's get rid of this. All right, first day of carpet season. Can't wait. Supposed to be a pretty nice day too. Hopefully they'll have the doors open. Good turnout. It's gonna be a good time. Then we'll start working on the cars that I'm actually gonna race today. I want to look at my short course truck. I think I took the receiver out of that. If I did, I don't know. Probably not gonna bring that, but 25 bucks, run what you got. I might bring everything. Just bring everything. Heck, if they did 8 scale, I'd bring this. Oh. Nice. There it is. Good. Will not give me the screw bag. Yesterday was rough. Got my butt kicked by that Sportworks, but persevered. We got that done. So I'm hoping for just a fun day today. I don't want to, no stress. Let's get this done. All right. There we go. There we go. All right, there's my transponder. We're good. Just button this back up for now. Should take the tires off and store them. I'll do that later. There we go. I took it out. Go figure. Where did I put that? I'll find that. I didn't lose that. Anyway. 2mm driver bits, not in the drill. I wonder where I put it. One more. Okay, let's get this thing out of here. Get in there. There we go. All right. Off to the side. All right, first thing I'm gonna be racing today, I'm gonna race a Mini B. Pretty sure this thing's ready to go. I'm just gonna give it a good once over. I wanna make sure that I have the little extension wire I need so I can plug in the receiver. Yes, I do. Battery's in there. Everything looks good. Double check the ball cups. The tires are new. Everything on this should be good to go. Just got to charge the battery. I'm going to check the 1.5. Make sure the servo saver is tight. That thing lost the screw last time. That was a total pain. Yes, it is. Just going to nut and bolt the easy stuff quick. Shock's very low. Okay, so now that brings me up to one thing we're definitely going to need to do. All right, going to need some spools. We're going to take our camber gauge, ride height gauge. We're going to need those. We're going to have to put those in something. Mini B looks good. Should be good to go. So we're just going to grab that. We're going to need the spare parts for it. Oh, that's what I wanted to check. And the battery has the piece. Okay. Make sure we have our Velcro so that way I can attach the receiver. This thing's a lot of fun, but my God, there's so much stuff in this thing. We're gonna have some fun with it today. All right, Mini B should be good to go. That's gonna be a fun one to use. I'm not pretty good with it, but we'll get her figured out. All right, let's go get the rest of the good stuff. Where did that get to? There. Okay, we got the Mini B extra. So that's one down. Second one we're going to be running RC10 B7. This one I just got done rebuilding a little bit, so this shouldn't need much. Just going to double check everything. See if there's anything I want to do. Okay, we're going to be running the old body for now due to I need to get some white backer before I can paint the new one. This one's going to need charge before we go. Just throw a little something in it so I don't have to worry about it. But everything looks to be good. I don't see any real issues with this one. I'm going to throw a little more glue on these sidewalls. Definitely going to need that. So let's work on that. Now, the purpose of gluing the sidewalls is pretty much the same reason I use the tape on the, what's it called? It's the same reason I use the tape on the slash. We just want to get rid of some of the traction on the side, so that way if it starts to roll over the tire, we can lose our traction. Just shed it right off. All right. Just gonna paint this on the sidewalls. That's all you do. Where is everyone at? I understand I started it early, but everybody's still sleeping. Either way, I gotta get this done. I wanna get out the door. The quicker I get there, the more run time I get. That looks good. And we're gonna hit it with the zip kicker, dry it real fast. Let it sit for a minute. We'll wipe off the excess. There we go. That stuff works real quick. That's perfect. There we go. All right, let's do the other side. Does make a little bit of a mess. All right, that's one more. Hit it with the kicker, let it sit. I'm gonna go grab something to drink real quick. Be right back. All right. Hey, all aspects, what's going on, brother? Stopped off to grab a drink real quick. All right. What I'm doing is gluing these sidewalls on the B7. Makes them a little stiffer. Gives up traction when the buggy starts to roll. So that's why we do that. It's just like the tape on the slash. All right, that looks good. We're gonna have to take this with us. So we're gonna have to put the zip kicker and the tire glue to the side in case these tires decide to, ejectocito will have something. So, other than that, this thing looks pretty good. Nasty little thing. Can't wait to try it. Shed a couple of grams all the way around on it. Gonna hit it with the brush real quick, just clean her up. One thing about running on carpet, you do get a lot of fuzz. Lots and lots of fuzz. So, the more I can get out of it, make it look better. Shocks like to collect it too. But other than that, she feels pretty good. I'm not really familiar with a lot of tuning as far as these buggies go. I'm trying to learn. But you know, it is what it is. We're gonna learn as we go. But it should be good to go now. All right, auxiliary 1 to the fan. Everything's good. This has got to get charged. So I'm gonna set this over there for the time being. We're gonna go get the extras and the supplies we need to run this. Yeah, those look good. We need the bin for the associated right here. We'll set this on the floor. There we go. Now the one that's going to take me probably the longest. So tools, glue, that's extras. Take our brush. Is the slash. The slash is not, doesn't need a ton of work, but what I have to do does take a little while. So that's going to be the main one for today. We're going to work on that. Slash, here we go. Right. All right, we got our spot for our transponder. Wires right there, no problems. We can put the lid back on this. Get that fixed up. We're gonna pull last year's tape off. Can't believe I left it on there that long. I don't know if I have any other out right now, but we're gonna tape it at the track. We're not gonna do it on there. Sometimes, for some reason, it likes to fall off in the bag. I don't understand that. Okay. Probably gonna redo the shocks. We're gonna have to redo. We're gonna bang the tires down. We gotta redo the shocks. We're gonna have to. Let's see. Yeah, bang down the tires. We're gonna redo the shocks. I don't remember what weight's even in this. We're gonna have to figure that out. Good thing I use the TLR stuff, so it's done by color, so we won't have too much to worry about that. Let's get this. Let's get the good stand. We're gonna be working on it. Might as well work right. There we go. All right, let's start by, let's get these wheels off. Bearings look still good. Now the reason I bang these tires down, I don't know if it's easy to see on here or not. You see the little bright spots, like right here, right there, right there? That's all crusted over rubber. If you keep running them on the track will eventually, it basically polishes the tire. And when you see that starts to get those little spots on it, you're gonna lose grip. You don't want those. So I have a little sanding block there, and I have a chuck that I use, and it allows me to basically just do a controlled burnout. We do a burnout over the garbage can, and I get those, just those shiny spots off. And our track is a dry track, but I like to throw a little something on the tire just to soften it up. It's dry by the time we get there. You can't tell. Everybody does it. So we're going to definitely take that advantage of that. That's right here. There's that bit. Good. Let's get the rest of these off. It's like the rears are just as bad as the front, so we're gonna have to do all four. These are the stock tires that kit came with when I built it, which is amazing. I never got this long out of a set of tires. I hope they're still good. If not, I have a spare set we can use, but we're gonna run them, see what it does. There we go. Smiling Nyland, what's going on, brother? I haven't seen you in a bit. We're getting everything track prepped. We got the Mini B's ready to go. The RC10 is ready to go. Freshly re-glued the sidewalls. Now we got quite a bit of work to do on the Slash. This thing is my bread and butter. This is the only thing I'm really, really good at, so I want to make sure I get it right. The bearings feel real nice. We're not going to mess with them. Maybe I'll just pull the hexes off real quick. We'll just throw a little bit of oil in them, show them a little bit of love, and then we'll call it. That should be enough. Actually, that's what we're gonna do. Come on out. Thank you. All right, all we're using here is just a thin bearing oil. Nothing fancy. These are just the basic steel bearings that came with this Slash. So I'm gonna throw a little glue in, a little lube in there, just so it thinks we care. Throw some on the back. There we go. I'll dig that. That'll work. We'll do that on all four corners. Just basically the outside is where we're going to get it. The inside, most of the fuzz gathers on the outside, so the inside's protected pretty well. There we go. Yeah, that feels good. Let's do the other side here. Start on the front and work our way back. So what's everybody else up to? Michelle, what's going on? Gonna get this thing ready for race season. We know you like the race season. We're gonna be running Mini B, we're gonna be running 10 scale buggy, and we're gonna be running this, but I wanna take a look at my short course truck. I don't know if I took the receiver out of that or not. I may have. If I did, that's out. But might just bring it along, honestly, if I didn't. She loves race season. I love race season, too. Starts, they open at noon. Trying to be there for like 12:30. So we're going to get this done. That's why I started a little bit early. There we go. All right, where's our brush at? Here we go. Let's try to get some of the carpet dust on it. This is a carpet rat. This gets all the fun stuff all over it. This brush works very well. Simple job, I know, but seems to do the job pretty good. I dig it. All right. That, I want to reset the I want to reset the shocks. We're going to put them all back to the stock springs, and then I want to see what we can do with it. We can change it when we get there. Or maybe I'll even do like one step up. We'll do, forget which ones are which. I'll have to figure it out. I got all of them. Smiling now. I'm building a lipo Jado at the moment. Okay. Scored an HR lipo conversion kit. Super cheap and couldn't pass. Nice, man. Thinking I'm finally going to get the mini XRT out this weekend. Yeah, we got nice weather this weekend. I don't know how it is out your way, but it sounds like a good idea. All right, just got to remember our settings. These were both inside. Only one setting on the top, so that's not so bad. Apparently, it looks like I had it. So we have two different springs on this. I had pinks. I believe pinks are plus 10. And the blues, I believe, are plus 20. So we had plus 10 in the front. We had plus 20 in the back. I'll have to double check that, but I believe that's right. Then we'll pull the caps. I had a small spacer in the front. And a small and a medium in the back. Okay. Haven't ran all year, so this is going to be fun to get used to, but it's good to start off where you left off, because at the end of the year, we were ripping, man. Nice. Finally in the 90s here. All right, man. Where are you from, Nyland? It's gorgeous. It just wasn't happening last week with everything that went on. Yeah, I understand that. It's crazy how things happen like that, isn't it? Okay, so let's pull these rear shocks. I got to figure out what fluids we had in them. Hopefully I have them, or at least something close. So it's supposed to be high 80s here, probably about our last hurrah for nice weather. I've been saying that a couple of times, though. It's like yesterday. Yesterday was messed up. I started out my day with a hoodie. Then by the end of the day, it was too hot for pants. And then at night, it was cold again. It was like, this is that weather that gets everybody sick. Especially I work outside, so don't even know how to dress for work half the time. We have our best time of year between October and December. Yeah, I'm a big fan of October. I like hoodie weather, 60 degrees, 70 degrees tops, and I like I'm a Halloween guy, so. Oh, these shocks are gross. We're going to have to wash these rears. These Traxxas shocks, they always tend to leak just a little bit. These aren't leaking. They just kind of seep. But then when you mix it with carpet fuzz, it looks pretty bad. Okay. Set this off to the side. Let's get these shocks figured out. Farmers are starting to go gangbusters, so it'll start raining soon. Yeah, October in Phoenix is 80. Oh, you're out in Phoenix? Yeah, you guys don't really get much of a break. I haven't been in Phoenix in years. Okay, we're going to use our Duratrax stand. Where is that chalk at? Organization is key, and I'm kind of slacking in that right now. Okay, there's my block. Now where did that go? Okay, there's our tape. We can take that for our tires. It's always something. We still have to do the back bearings. This is garbage. That's not cool. Usually keep the chalk to bang the tires down inside this right here, and it's nowhere to be found. Hope I didn't lose it. That thing's expensive. There's that piece of fuel line I was looking for yesterday. Okay, well, we gotta find that. It's gonna be a problem if we can't find that. Grand Pito Vic, what's going on, brother? Let's see what it says. Smiling on. You use the stock tires for carpet? Yeah, it's stock slash. I have to use the stock tires. Trust me, I wouldn't if I didn't have to. But I've actually gotten to the point where I'm pretty decent with them. I got them figured out. Let's put it that way. I hate to have to do this by hand. Where did that get to? That's going to drive me up a wall now. That's not it. That's not it. Let the computers behind there. No, sir. Well, I know what I'm going to be doing next. During the week, we are going to be cleaning out the shop. The shop is shot. And now I cannot, for the life of me, All right, well, we'll get to that when we get to that. All right, back of the car. Let's get these hexes off real quick. Throw some oil in these bearings. Everybody's talking to Hugh. Yeah. I keep things in certain spots and I don't lose them. But this one is beyond me. I don't know where I went off to with it. I'll find it. That hex ain't coming off easy. All right, we'll just let it be. Where's that brush? Let's brush it out. Get that transmission cleaned off. There we go. Make it presentable. There we go. Where could that have gone? Gonna need this anyway. Oh, that's gonna drive me bonkers. Okay. That's what happens when you got 12 projects going on at once. All right, let's look at these shocks. Let's try getting these apart. More junk. All right, let's work on the back. I'm gonna have to clean these off for sure. Ugh, yucky. That's it. Too many projects can be a headache, yeah. Trying to tidy everything up. And you lose the one tool that you need right now. I mean, I can do it by hand. It's just not. Yeah, it's a little low. That's a little low. All right, we'll do the backs first so I can hopefully take a look and see what color we got. Hopefully we have it. We'll put that away. All right. The universal jug of spent oil. Gotta love it. Okay. Get a paper towel out. I think we're just going to put the pink springs on the back. My tuning method that I use when I go out with the slash is pretty simple. I like the weights that are in this. That's why we got to be careful. I got to make sure I got to start writing this stuff down. Yep. What color we have? Clear. So I know what that is. That's going to be 35 weight. Because the clear was my TLR. I believe it was 35, but the clear I had was TLR weight. Shafts are bent. Everything looks pretty good on these. Oh, wait, where are we at? Where are we at? Whoa, I'm way back. Ugh. This week better than last week, Hugh. Last week I hope never repeats again. Yeah, I don't like bad weeks. Short trip to drive you bonkers. Yeah, it doesn't take much, but I usually like to be organized, and I cannot stand when I lose things. So this narrows it down to two of them things I hate the most. Okay, clear again. Nice. All right, let's get these fronts broken down. Pretty sure I had it higher weight in the front. Pretty sure that's how I had it set up. I had it higher sprung in the rear. Or no, it was lower weight in the front, and the back was stiffer because I had it set for oversteer, and it worked wonderfully. Let's see, I feel bad. Weeks, see how players get better. Grand Pedovic, well, they didn't have to amputate my daughter's. What the hell? What the hell happened with that? Jeez. Grandma's heading out to pick her up from UNC. I started writing weights to which diff I ran because I won't remember. Yeah, it's just the thing is, if I gotta find an easier way to do that, because let's say I go to the track and this thing is complete crap, and I change it. Okay, we got red in the front. All right, let's go see what we got. So we had 30. Let's have 32.5. Red is 50. I didn't have 50 in the front, did I? No way. 35 seems like 35 and 30. That back was real soft. Let's go 35, 32.5. That's what we're gonna run. We'll try that. 35 in the nose. Give it a little bit of stiffness. 32 in the rear, and then we can work with the springs. We're gonna change them springs out. So we're gonna need this slash box. We're gonna need the rear pink springs. Whitey. All right, we're gonna go pinks all the way around just to see what the track's gonna do. All right. The way I usually do the setup on the shocks for this, it's pretty simple. What I want to do is I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna see what it does. If the front end is pushing too much, I'll play with the links as far as where they're at. If let's say I'm traction rolling too much, I'm getting too much traction, I'm going to go up in spring rate. I want to get the back end to slide, but I want it to grip as soon as I get on the throttle. So what I do is Like, let's say we have a cold day. The track is cold. It will matter. Let's say this thing has no traction. I cannot get this thing to hook at all. I'm sliding everywhere. It's just a handful. I'll soften it up. Whereas the exact opposite. Let's say I got all the grip in the world and I want to just get it so where it'll rotate better. I'll go with a stiffer spring. Basically, I got this to the point where once I like the damping, which I think we will. That's what I had in it. 35 in the nose, 32.5 in the rear. I can get the back end to step out, do what I want it to do to get it to rotate. Just by changing springs. I can go in there, make a couple of laps. If I can get it to the point in qualifying where it's just a tad too loose, like for the first qualifier, we're good. We'll just leave it there. Because what'll happen is the more people running on the track, the traction will come up as the night goes on. I won't get, if I go, oh man, I'm way too loose, and I go to a lighter spring, when the traction comes up, then I'm going to have too much traction. So you just got to wait it out. All right, let me go change that battery real quick. Battery's in good shape. All right. So let's get these cleaned up a little bit. I'm gonna need a rag. Just get the crap off them. Break's over, gotta run. See you, Hugh. Yeah, we're just looking to have a good day. I got beat up by that Duratrack, what's it called? Sportworks yesterday. If anybody got to watch the live yesterday, man, I took a beating. So we're definitely just looking for a nice, easy day. Gonna have some fun with the guys, run. That's it, man. Just enjoy life today. That's the goal. I'm not looking to, I don't care if I win. We're gonna have some fun. There, it's cool that they're colored. Makes it easier to glance. Yeah, until it gets dirty and gross, and then you can't tell what color you had. All right, so we'll start with the front. I got the blue in there. Yeah, I do. Running low. Gonna have to get some more. Hopefully I have enough to just do these 2 shocks. If not, we're gonna have to get more. There's that. Ooh, we're gonna be close. Gonna work it like this, turn it. So that way you can get the bubbles out from underneath that piston. That's perfect amount right there. It's probably just gonna be a little bit out. It's gonna piss a little out when we put the cap on, but that's okay. Let that sit. Cross our fingers that we have enough. Oop. Ooh, a lot of bubbles. All right, just let those sit. We'll go to the back. Actually enough for one more shock. I'm gonna hang on to it. Stuff's expensive. We try not to waste here. Fun is the only thing that matters sometimes. Yeah. I mean, it's the end of the day. Everybody can get mad at what you call them, but they're toy cars. There's way worse things in life than losing a toy car race. If I only raced for results, I would have quit years ago. We're going to go 32.5 in the rear. I believe that's what was in it. I don't think I would have used 30. 30 is awful thin. 32.5, at least there's something there. And that back end felt awful soft when I pulled this out. That's why I took a look at it. Yeah, I just look forward to having fun today, and we're gonna get a pizza. That's what I want, a pizza. So Mary Lou's. All right, let's fill her up. I'll tell you what, the changes that they made to this Slash kit, the BL2S kit over the old 12 turn, just the changes that they made, definitely helped. With the old Slash I had the first year, I broke some stuff, you know, some C-hubs. You break C-hubs, you break the bearing carriers in the front. I broke a couple of axles. This thing has not came apart really since I built it. The only changes I made to it is I played with the bearings a little bit, but they are still stock bearings. And it's got a Savox servo, not the plastic geared Slash one. That would have gave me problems. I could put money on that. But this thing has not broken a thing. Like I said, those are still the stock tires that it came with. I didn't even put tires on that car. I might have to, but we'll see if they work today. All right, Bubbles, come on out, Bubbles. There we go. All right, that's that. We can put those back. Well, maybe we'll put the caps on first. Every time I put them back first, I always end up losing them. Where can that wheel chock have gone? I'll find it when I don't need it anymore. Okay. So the one we did first, bubbles are good. All right, let's get these caps ready. All right, people do these all different ways. These shocks for the Slash. Any way you do them, they still suck, so it doesn't really matter. I put the bladders in first, and I screw them on that way. Some people don't. They like to put the bladder inside the shock body and then screw the cap on. I don't know if there's really a right way, but I'll show you the results that I get. The goal is just to do it nice and slow. Let it spit out whatever it doesn't want. There we go, hand tight. And it did spit out a little bit. Smiling Island, I'll catch you later, brother. Thanks for stopping in, man. We're gonna kick some ass today. Even though it doesn't matter, I'm still gonna. Got a little bit of rebound, that's all we want. I just want a little bit, that's all. That's fine. But see how nice and smooth that is? You don't fear no air bubbles, it's not making any noises. Nice and smooth, perfect. All right, I want to clean off some of these pieces we're putting back on. It's nice to have a cleaner race car, by the way, also, because then if you have a shock leaking, you'll know. If you let it go onto the track and it looks like crap off the rip, you may not catch it. You know what I mean? And you're going into the main, you got a cap falling off. I'll know about it, but if you don't, it's going to suck for you. All right, small cap, one piece. These springs here, these are the ones that, this is the part that always catches all the grime. This will get all the crap out of it. Get these shocks done. All right, good enough. We don't got to go crazy. And a bottom. As you can see, I'm going to work one at a time because I'm just going to I just want these things to have the time to just kind of sit. Every last bubble. If I can get every last bubble out of there with no effort, why not? All right. There you go. One front shock done. That feels nice. I like that. Let's do the other one. Well, we got the cap ready. Yeah, it kind of stinks. The class is stock Slash, so you can't use the aluminum caps. But some tracks are mandatory. They make you do it because they know how much of a mess these things make. But not ours. Let you sling the oil if you want. All right, bottom it out. Oh, yeah, there we go. She's bleeding good. There we go. Clean her up. Shock number 2. If everybody can hit that like button, I'd appreciate that on the way in or out. Helps out the channel. There we go. Number 2. Let's check the rebound. About the same as the other. As long as you're close, like, I mean, as long as this thing ain't shooting right out, I mean, you could go for perfect, but it's a Slash. I mean, this is what you're going to get. What do you want? This will probably be the only maintenance that this thing receives this season, so I don't mind taking a couple of extra minutes on it. Where could I have put that chuck? It's not in there. Where did it go? I'm gonna put this together. I'm gonna take another minute to look for that. All right, there we go. Shock number 2. Perfect. Matches that one pretty well. All right, let me take a look in these bins. Did I put it in a bin? No. I'm gonna say no. Clutch parts. There's another one of those. That's a tool. Put that over here. We start on one end of the bench and we're going to work our way over. Sportworks parts. The grease. Screwdriver, heat gun, still don't see it. All right, back shocks. It's gone forever. I got a kid calling. Good luck. I'll catch you later. Yeah, Michelle, I'll catch you later. Thanks for stopping in. Let's get these caps ready. All right. Put these caps on nice and slow. Give any extra fluid a chance to escape. Feels good. Sportworks parts. Yeah, that feels fine. All right, this had a small and a bit, a medium. Then the spring holder. Yeah, clean all the fuzz off this stuff. What's everybody else got going on today? I'm going racing. Anybody else going racing? Gotta be something going on. Everybody get off the wall. Hit that like button. Chat's dead today. No one's doing nothing. All right, let's get this back together. Big, small. Retainer. I'm going to put the pinks back in, so we're going plus 10 on the backs. We're going to just match it to the front. Go. Make sure your blue stopper is up before you put the spring retainer on the bottom on. There you go. Got a bottom shock. Nice, nice. You don't hear any. Usually when they're low, you can hear air moving around in them. I don't hear nothing out of them, so we'll take it. Bottom it out. Feels good, feels good. All right, let's just clean these retainers and everything up. And that top. There we go. All right, let's put it all together. Start putting it back together. Just bashing it. What's going on, brother? Just bashing it. Put a video out, I guess, this morning. I got to check that out. Just going to redo the shocks. Got all those done. Put this away. Can't find my freaking wheel chock so I can bang these tires down easier. I don't want to have to do it the hard way. Just cannot find it. Let me go check somewhere real quick. I don't know why, but I got someplace that I don't know why it's out there, but let me check. Nope. Not there either. Gonna move everything out of the way. Let me put them away first. Okay, just gonna move everything. over here? I don't know. I do not know where that thing went. Couldn't tell you the last time I used it, to be honest. So, could be anywhere. It'll turn up. All right. Let's get this slash back together. What's going on today? We're going to the indoor track is finally open. We're going racing today. Trying to just get the give the slash a little bit of love before we head in. That's all. It's probably the only thing it gets all season, so. Okay, both front shocks were set to the inside. Now, a lot of people play with these adjustments. You only get 2 adjustments on the bottom, 1 on the top. Basically, the only thing I use those for is fine tuning. If you feel that the front is just rolling too much, it's a little bit sloppy, but you don't want to mess with the, you don't really want to be messing with the C-clips too often, then I'll move it out to the outside and I'll lay the shock down just that little bit and see if it helps. If that doesn't help, then you got to mess with the springs or the shock or put more preload in them. But always try that first. Lay the shock down, see if it helps. Or same way, it goes backwards. You know, you feel the truck's a little too tight and you just want to loosen it up. Move the shock in. There we go. That's for fine tuning. That's what I use that for. But we'll see. Okay. Feels nice. Okay. Okay. All right. On the bottom, we had it in the second from the inside. The rears have the flatter face on the bottom. Those bells are not the same. Always put the flat side in. Spreads the load out more on the arm. There we go. Now the tops are the same. Love racing the slashes. Heck yeah, man. I'm hoping for a good class today. We'll see. If not, it's 25 bucks. Run what you brung. I'm bringing the mini B, that psychotic mini B that I built, and I'm bringing my B7. We're gonna try that out. I will get better with that by the end of the season. That's my goal. I don't care about really any other class. I just want to be able to handle that B7 a lot better. I have a lot of money into that B7. I love running it. I just want to get good at it. Not expecting to be a pro, but midfield or better, I'm cool with that. That'd be good. I'd like to more learn the tuning side of it, like, you know, just the ways of the buggy. Like, I got this slash figured out. I can pretty much make this thing do whatever I want. Okay. Let's feel the back. Yeah. Yeah, we're ready to race. That chassis will do just fine. Where could that have gone? It's not in here, is it? No. Ha ha, I found it. It was behind that, tucked behind a Traxxas toolkit. Just bashing it. Do you do anything to the rear diff? Yes and no. Let me explain. Rear diffs on these are not sealed. So putting anything really in them is a waste of your time. So what I do, there's other guys that go further. I can let you in on them secrets too. Is I buy this as a kit. I do not buy it pre-built because when you buy them pre-built, they have the grease and all that nastiness in them. What I do is I buy the kit so that way the diff has to be built. There's nothing in this differential other than gun oil. I put a little bit of gun oil on the inside and we just let it run wide open. I mean, you can see here, like, there's very little drag. What happens is on carpet, you want as little drag as possible, but how do I explain this? I'm trying. I'm tough with the words. Super RZ, what's going on? Yeah, but what gun oil? I use you can use anything. Am's oil makes a good gun oil. I believe Lucas does. Just any type of thin oil works. You can use, heck, you can use this. Forget who makes it. Just a basic wheel bearing oil. Just give it something. You know what I mean? Just so you don't feel so bad for it. I've never had any failures with these slash diffs other than I put a really heavy like million weight in one and it absolutely destroyed it. You know how it has the 4 pins that stick up and the planetary gears go on those? It stuck them together and it spun the pins in the housing and just basically used them like a drill bit. But with this, you don't want a tight diff. Like if you said, okay, like I have this. This is what I use on pavement. Everybody that's in the trucking industry knows this. It's just red and tacky. All this is fifth wheel grease. We have tons of it at work, so that's never a problem of me getting it. I run that because that'll stay in a slash diff without flying out like an oil will. With this, you just put a little bit of gun oil in it. Yeah, it slings around, it does some stuff, but it coats the gears a little bit. Just makes you not feel so bad for it. But you want this rear diff as open as possible because if let's say you had a thicker oil in this and it locked that diff up a little bit, the back end's going to slide, and it's going to slide real bad. Real bad. It doesn't work. I've tried it. So what you want this diff as loose as possible so that way you can get into the corners and it'll open diff on you on the faster corners, but on the slower corners, this thing it'll rotate perfectly. But yeah, you want something real thin. You don't want to go crazy. All right, there's that. Here's the drill. The drill got power. Drill got power. All right, cool. This is the chuck I was looking for that I was losing my mind over. I gotta go change that battery real quick. What this is basically just goes into a drill, has your hex on the end of it, and a wheel nut. It's made by AKA. This thing is awesome. If you're going to the track, you need one of these. Absolutely need it. So what you're gonna do is it goes on like this. Just like that. There's your wheel nut, bam, got the hex on there. Now we can throw it in a drill. You can basically just do a big burnout. You could do this by just putting the wheels on the back and rotating them out, but this makes life easier for me. I'm gonna change that battery out. I like to charge the lipos a little bit before I go to the track, just to save myself some time. I can usually jump out. Pico Pimp, what's going on, brother? Cool name, man. First time here. I don't remember seeing that one before. If you're new, man, please like and subscribe. I appreciate that. Hit that like button on the way in or out. So yeah, this is basically just the chuck. We're going to throw that in the drill. And my goal is, if you look at closely on this tire, you see all them little shiny spots? That is where the carpet has polished the tire. You are going to get no traction out of those whole sections right there. Doesn't seem like a lot, but like, I mean, look at those pieces there. Add that up, add that up, add that up. It's a lot of traction you're losing. So we're going to put this in the drill. Come on. Just like so. Bam. Burnouts for days. You're going to want to rotate the tire in the direction it's going to be going. So just remember that. That's pretty much all you got to do. Then I got a block piece of sandpaper. Nothing too aggressive. We're not looking to bang the tire down. We're just looking to get that crap off. That's it. That's all we need. Just that little bit. You take a look at it. See? All that shine is gone. This tire's ready to go. All we're going to do after that is just clean it. Put that down. Grab your next one. Continue the process. Just bashing it, saying hi to everybody. I'm watching the chat while we do this. Ooh. Okay, same thing. And you do it just like you're doing a burnout on a street bike. You're going to take it and just rock it. It's going to eat the edges up a little bit, which is also a good thing. I've noticed with these tires, if you have a high edge, that's when you're going to be noticing you're going to be traction rolling a lot. So I kind of bang the edges down a little bit by doing that, and it seems like it just wants to slide more. You can take the side bite out of it. Now, make sure you do this over a garbage or something, because this makes a hell of a mess. If I like it, you'll get both. All right, one more. Yeah, the buggy is the one I'm trying to get the better at. This one, we're usually pretty solid. If the driver shows up, the truck handles it. I'm trying to think of any other modifications I do to this. The bearings, I'll show you what the bearings do and how I do those. All right. There we go. But this, the only reason you're not seeing this process is because all it is I'm doing a burnout on a piece of sandpaper. See that? That's all the old spent shit. It makes a total mess. I have it over a garbage can. It's disgusting. The only thing that sucks, but you got to do what you got to do. So now I'm going to make sure I put this back where I said I had it. Lose this freaking chuck again. Lose my mind. All right, cool. Now the process to clean them up, we're going to do that on the truck. It makes it a lot easier. All right, so what we got going on? All right, what do we have here? That's a front. All right, there's our fronts, there's our rears. All right, let's mount them back up. I'm going to show you how well this works out. Bastion, if you're still there, do you do any type of like actual oval, or you just play on your own? It's pretty badass you got your own. Because this is probably a trick you know. If not, it's probably one you're going to want to. There we go. Now, my process with the bearings. De-shield them. I soak them in acetone to get the grease out. And then I use gun oil. There are some other tricks. But I mean, watch this bearing. It's actually a little tight. Hold on, let me pull that back off one. There you go. That thing will spin forever. And that's what I went for with that process of changing out the grease for the gun oil. If you get that thick grease that Traxxas puts in there, that is horrible stuff. And you got, what, 2 in each wheel, so there's 8. And you got, what, another 5 in the transmission, if not more? Bam. It's crap. Every bit of that is just drag. Do I balance them? No, I don't. It's a slash. There you go. That's something I might want to look into, Pico, but no, I don't. Do you balance yours? Do you notice a difference? Is there something you can add to that? I know a lot of the foam tire guys at the oval tracks, they do. They cut them down to different dimensions and everything. Those guys are nuts. That's a whole other level I don't want to get to. There we go. So you can see, like, even I did the transmission bearings. Look at that thing spin. As little drag as possible. We're all running spec, so either you're using a 12 turn or you're using a BL2S, so any little advantage you can get. If I can go one tooth higher than you because I have less drag in my truck, that's an advantage, and it's a good one. So that's something to consider whenever you're doing one of these. If yours is the same as mine and I'm only allowed to use what came in that box, I got to figure out a way. That's the way. There we go. Look at that thing. It just spins. Front tires too. All right, this truck's looking like it's in pretty good shape. I have a piece of Velcro here, so that way the receiver will work with it. Everything should be good. It came off the track running. It should be perfectly fine. I shouldn't have any problems. All the bearings look good. Steering is about as tight as you're going to get a Slash. I don't think there's really any reason to mess with that. The turnbuckles look close. Camber is good. I'm not going to mess with that. It was good before. Just makes sense if you do. I don't even know. Well, yeah, I guess you could use the clay to balance these. I just don't think with a Slash it's really going to matter that much. The speeds that this hits, I don't believe it'll really matter. But might be a process. I might, you know what? I've been interested in that process. That's something I might just take a look at. And maybe we'll do an experiment. We'll see if I can get a better track time with a balanced tire over a non-balanced tire. I mean, I don't see anybody doing it. That's more of a 8th scale style stuff. I got everything I've ever bought used. The only time I've ever seen any type of balancing was on an 8th scale buggy. I've never seen anybody do it on anything smaller. Plus, I mean, this thing, honestly, I'd hate to know how far out of balance these things are. Yeah. What do you race? Do you actually do that? I mean, I'd like to learn more about the process. If you know something about it, let me know, you know. I'm willing to try it. Yeah. The Slash stuff is just for fun. Nobody really gets that crazy with it. I mean, if I went to the track and they see me balancing the tires on my Slash, they're going to think that there's something wrong with me. They're probably going to have me committed. All right. So let's see. We got, what are we going to need for the day? Cleaning brush, get the fuzz off. Tire stuff, so that way something goes ejecto-ceto, we can fix it. Ride height. Camber gauge. Batteries are charging. What else do we need? Spare parts are ready to go. I think that's it. Let's put the body on this thing. We'll hang out for let's hang out for another 10 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna rock and roll. Might as well go to the track. It's open. And there we go. Bam. Just bashing. I bought a race Slash that had balanced tires. No kidding. What was it raced on, bashing? Maybe I'm missing out on something. I don't know. I'm up for any advantage I could get. I don't know. What would they use it for? Oval? It's hard enough to keep people off your door. I don't think a balanced tire is going to matter when you're getting smashed every 10 seconds. It was a carpet car. No kidding. Huh. I've seen it before on different platforms. High RPMs equals vibrations of any moving parts. If it was easy to do. Yeah. I'm guessing you would need to have some kind of like a bubble balancer to see where it's at, and then you would need the clay to do it. I'm sure it's not that difficult. It's not like a car. But yeah, I don't have a balancer or anything to do it with. You see that guy there in the corner, that frickin' blue and white truck? I'm still mad at that thing. God, that was hard yesterday. Getting that thing. But it fired up at the end. It was worth the payoff. I got, yeah, Bastion, if you weren't here, I fought like a son of a gun to get that thing to work. None of the servos fit right. I had to work with that chassis so bad to get that, just a steering servo in that. That steering servo took me probably an hour and a half to get fitted in correct. The servo saver was garbage. I had to put a solid horn on it. That thing fought me the whole way. But we got the nitro motors in it. Fired right up. Right up. My big X-Max Max. Well, yeah, something on that size, sure. Like my fifth scale, that would probably benefit from it. But I don't know about a slash tire. I don't know. That's a good experiment. Maybe I'll try that. Maybe I'll see how much a balancer setup is, and we'll get the clay, and we'll try it. Heck yeah, at least you got it to work. Oh, dude. I hate that thing. I hate that thing. Here, I'll show you. Like, I think I did a pretty good install, though. We'll get your opinion on it. Good little truck. You've probably never seen one. All right. This thing kicked my ass thoroughly. Every bit of it. This is the Sportworks reaction. I have one. I know Hybrid has one. Pimp has one. And the Nitro Pimp is the only one that works. I believe the starter motor in Hybrids is shot. Mine worked. But the reverse was shot in mine. So together we had one that worked. But that's another story. But this thing sucks. This is like a... I'm saying this is like Walmart quality. This is not a good truck. But I bought it because it's rare. And it's very clean. I will admit that. It's very clean, but it just sucks. What's that? It would let you know if it's seated properly. Just an idea to enter the mind, so spit it out to you. If what is seated properly? I'm not sure. All right. You have to explain that one a little further. This thing here is an absolute mess, but it's one cool nitro. And I got it. Come on, body clip. I got it all together, but man, did this thing fight me. From the factory, this thing came with 5-wire servos. So if you blow a servo out, you're screwed. I got these S614 servos right there. They're from Spectrum. They're nothing fancy. They're just a basic stock Spectrum servo. But you can get them from Lumadave for 13 bucks. So it was a great deal. But the casing is just a little bit longer. The ears were just a little bit wider, so those had to be trimmed. The chassis had to be trimmed a little bit for it. This top plate's a little bit tight. The steering servo did not work, but now, no problemo. What else was wrong with it? The starter setup wouldn't work. It basically had a circuit board instead of a receiver. The circuit board was bad, so nothing. Tires could have a high spot if not seated. Yes, or the foam is not seated properly. I got you now. Yeah, basically a bubble balancer you put it on there and the heaviest part of the wheel goes to the bottom. So then you put a little bit of weight on the top to try to get it to... I understand how it would work. But it's an ABN engine. Very simple engine. These are a Toki engine. I've rebuilt one of these before, so I was not afraid of that. But the back plate is different because of the electric start setup that this had. So, after many failed attempts, I got a roto start to fit this thing. So it starts up. Yes, very nice. And it was missing a bearing out of the what's it called? The bell housing. Basically, I had to modify almost every piece of this to get these servos to fit. The receiver is going to go underneath this tray. The antenna will come out stock location. I think I did a pretty clean install. If you look at that, it looks basically how it came. I mean, I didn't have to chop up anything. There was no real hackery. Just some trimming that you cannot see. It's all underneath the plate. Yeah, dude. This was not cool. Now, the only thing I got to do, which I think I have figured out, but I have one other problem. Looks good. Thank you. The battery goes back here. That's not a problem. I was thinking about just using the Traxxas. I need a wire that goes to that'll go into the receiver from the battery to here. So that's a fairly long wire, and I need an on and off switch. But the on and off switch was located up front on that. So it's like I'd have to. I think a Traxxas one would work. I can get a 4-pack here, but I need the wire. That's the problem. I got to figure out a way to make it work. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of the small receiver batteries that I use for the HPI Savage. I'm going to get that. I'm going to bring it out as an IC3 plug. I'm going to run that all the way down, and then the other side of the IC3, I'm going to get one of the battery connectors for the Traxxas Slash or the T-Max because they have a similar length, and I'm just going to steal the wire, and I'm going to run that up. I think that's the ticket. But I'm trying to find a cheaper way to do it because this thing, I'm already upside down on it. I don't want to spend a fortune, but I got to do it right. So we'll figure it out. Extension wires, eBay. Yeah. But I'm trying to do it without as many connections. If I do it the way I'm going to do it, it would basically be battery, IC3, in. Done. You know what I mean? You got to be careful with the receiver batteries because if that gets shut off or something happens, then we're in deep. Thing will go wide open at about 20 miles an hour because that's all I'm expecting out of this thing. But, all right. Well, track is open, everybody. I'm going to start closing her up here. We're going to put this body back on. And I'm hitting the track, man. It's that day. I'll try to get some shots. I'm going to take my GoPro with me. We'll have some fun. Maybe have a video up later. Well, early next week. Have some fun. All right, everybody. I'm going to the track. I'll catch you later. Peace. Appreciate it, Bastion.